What's going on, good people? Welcome to another episode of Mars Day with Mark. It's your weekly astrology podcast. Freaky ass full moon calling. Are you picking up the phone? So, welcome to episode 66, Fire Family. Today is a good day. I read today is National Suicide Prevention Day, and that September is also Suicide Prevention Month. So if anybody is thinking or pondering on that thought, let this be the sign that your life is going to get a lot better and you're going to live a long, happy, and healthy life. So my intention with this video is to provide some cosmic insight, some perspective for the times we're living through, but at the same time, I wish everybody here feels loved in the deepest part of their being, man. There's not too much changing this week as far as the astrology, but I will say we got this freaky ass full moon. It's eclipse season, guys. And the eclipse is going to really hit on next Tuesday. So today is the 10th of September. As I'm filming this, it's Tuesday. Tuesday will end up on September 17th. That's where the end of the week is. So I'll give you guys a highlight reel, an overview of the solar system, but also give you a little idea about how this full moon lunation is going to really kick off. Okay. So here's the chart of the moment. We are midway through Virgo season, guys. The moon is square the sun, Sagittarius. So what's that mean, guys? We're in the quarter moon phase, 1 week from the full moon. Oh my goodness. We've got Mercury at 2 degrees of Virgo. That's about where the retrograde started. I think it was a couple of degrees ahead of that, actually. So the Mercury retrograde is basically over, guys. And that's cool. We've got Venus in her home sign of Libra at 15 today. Mars just recently entered the sign of Cancer for its extended stay. Jupiter is transiting Gemini, and Jupiter's really slowing down because it's about to enter a retrograde cycle. Saturn's already retrograde at about 15 Pisces, square to Jupiter. We've got Uranus in Taurus retrograde at 27 degrees. We've got your Neptune. Almost combine the two. Your Neptune. You got Neptune, our Neptune, I should say, at 28 degrees of Pisces. And Pluto is sextile to Neptune at 29 degrees of Capricorn, moonwalking backwards. They're all hitting that like thriller dance. They're Michael walking, moon dancing. Fuck that up, but it's all good. So here's the week ahead where we end up. Like I was saying, guys, if we want to run backwards, Pluto moves a few minutes, Neptune moves a few minutes, Uranus barely moves, Saturn barely moves, Jupiter barely moves, guys, because it's like I said, it's slowing down. We don't even get a degree of movement from Jupiter. What the heck? So things are like, things kind of feel like they're at a standstill right now, man, because there's a big wave coming. Oh, man. Honey, you got a big storm coming. Mars goes 4 degrees all week, guys. Damn. Venus, she's showing out. I'll say Venus and Mercury, they're doing the heavy lifting. Venus gets about 8 degrees. Bro, it's like everything's on pause. Solar system broken. Come back later, man. Mercury is going to travel about 12. Yeah, so Mercury is really showing out. And of course, the sun is going to move 7 degrees, about a degree each day. And we'll have that moon move, to the quarter. So it'll hit that full. So that's really the action. So I will say, guys, that this is a magical week. I'm not here to preach, tell you what to think, what to believe, but I would just say that, whatever you hope and aspire for, your inner vision is just certainly important that you put trust into that. Okay. Just the idea that the future can be better than the present or better than the past, that our best times have yet to come. I feel the word is, hope. It's exciting. The full moon is in Pisces, guys. Pisces is the final sign of the zodiac. And Pisces is pretty lit right now, I will say, guys. There's a lot going on in Pisces this year and the next. And I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit, like I said, because there's not too much action beyond a full moon. And we get full moons every month, but this one is an eclipse. So this one is supercharged. It is very potent. This full moon is conjunct to Neptune in the sign of its rulership. And it's in between Saturn too. So there's a lot to say about it. I would say that this full moon deeply reflects the nature of our dreams and our, you know, longingness in life, the things we wish to manifest. The sign of Pisces is the final sign. So it often reflects how we connect with the divine. You guys want me to do the video in rhymes? I could probably do it. Okay, I hesitated a little too much. Okay. But either way it goes, let's go up, like a couple months, guys. If you're looking at this chart, it's beautiful. So this is October, mid-October. We've got November, mid-December, and January. So here's the thing I'm trying to point out, guys, is like the nodal axis is shifting. And this is a really interesting phenomenon, the north node and the south node. And this is almost undisputably the most important point in a chart, guys. And we often don't cover this like direct in a lot of astrology videos, but it's very important. And the nodal axis really reflects, in the most basic sense, the direction of the solar system. And that's really key. So we're having an eclipse, and that's really important to know. So let's talk about that for just a second, guys, because I want to put this in perspective of why this full moon is so crazy. Okay. We have eclipses every year, a couple of them. All right. And the thing about the eclipses is they'll happen weeks to months apart, and they'll always be in opposite signs. So we've got this eclipse in Pisces, and then we've got another eclipse on October 2nd this year. And let me actually run up to that one just to make sure I can tell you exactly what sign it's going to be in. So you can see the nodal axis in the chart. Where we were today, man, the north node is in Aries and the south node is in Libra. So what's interesting is, over time, these points in the sky will shift and they'll move. And this is what I'm trying to illustrate is that, we are going to have an eclipse in Libra in October, but we're getting our first set of Virgo Pisces eclipse this month. So this is actually bringing in a newer energy that's going to have a more profound effect and shift for, years to come, really. I would say that, even a normal new moon or full moon is going to have, a profound effect on life. And it will set in stage, cycles of new growth, and that'll continue forever. But I will just say, in the most simplest of terms, an eclipse is going to be a more intense version. And here's why. With the conjunction of either the moon or the sun, you know, hitting the orbital plane of the moon or the ecliptic plane, one blots out the other basically. And then that highlights whichever one is being blocked out. Hope I said that right. Even if I said it wrong, but you should kind of get the picture. So, Alexa's freaky ass just started talking to me, man. Okay. I can't even hear what the hell she's talking about, but either way, trying to interrupt my thought process, man. The AI is taking over. So Pluto and Aquarius is also going to kick off, guys. I just want to say that it's important to be aware of not only the nodal axis and where it's going, and you know, it's important to know your own chart. And I really want to emphasize this with the fact that the full moon is the highlight of the week, and also we have Mars in Cancer. So the moon is really the focus, and that reflects our personal life, even our soul's journey. It's tremendously personal. So in my like subjective opinion, it strikes me as like the next 6 months or so are really going to be like Cancer season part two, because we have this extended Mars and Cancer stay. So that's going to be really something to get familiar with, to get comfortable with. And In other words, be in touch with your emotions, know how to nurture your feelings and connect with them in a deliberate way and not resist how you feel so much. And I would say learn to embrace discomfort in order to grow, in order to move forward within our lives. And that could be physically, that could be, the way that you go about your habits and your schedule. But this could also be mentally, could approach things, you know, that are going to force your growth even more. Or this could even be like uncomfortable conversations that you might need to have with people in order to get close, things that, might make you nervous, but in some level, it's going to make your life better. But the heart wants what the heart wants, guys. And that's really what the moon is about. Okay. You are really a solar system, as above, so below, so within, so without. So without a doubt, you just have to understand what time you were born, or at least the day. And some people don't even know their birthday. It happens, man. But if like at least a month, and if not, that's what this channel's for. We can keep it in cosmic perspective as far as like the weather we all experience. But to put it in perspective, guys, Pluto, Pluto in Aquarius, multi-generational shifts, man. The times are always changing, but now more than ever, we live in this world full of technology and mass communication. And I'm really thinking the theme as of late is artificial intelligence, meta programming. A computer has an ability to rewrite its own code in a more efficient manner. So eventually, you know, we evolve past language and have to create different programming languages and different ways to think and faster ways to do things too, man. So it just kind of seems like there's never been a time like this, man, with how much information we have. We might be drowning information and starving for meaning too. And as a result of things being so automated, I feel like a lot of things are kind of lacking the personal touch as well. It's very Pluto Aquarius too. So as a consequence of that, it's easy to kind of be disidentified from yourself or dissociated from who you are, or just feel kind of strange is a good word for Aquarius, Pluto. Strange in this world, and we had Pluto in Capricorn for like years, guys. I'm pretty sure Pluto moved into Capricorn in 2008. Let's literally look at this chart, man. We're going all over the place, but this is my astrological report for you guys from my love, from my heart. And I just want to say that with everything sitting so damn still right now, man, um, this is a good time to do some retrospective analysis. Oh yeah. So you can see Pluto in Capricorn sometime around 2008. Yeah, I was correct. And Pluto was in Capricorn for hella years, man. And I will just say that Pluto is the destroyer planet. Some people don't even think this is a planet, and debatable what it actually is. It orbits our sun. That's undebatable. So it is part of the solar system, and it really does go through the astrology chart as well because of, astronomy, and that's cool. And Pluto was discovered like on the precipice of World War in the 30s. Like this was when we were splitting atoms and learning how to destroy whole countries and, atomic nuclear warfare. So Pluto is the Roman god of the underworld. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. It's Greco-Roman. It's one or the other, but um, either way, truly an underworld god. And what that means is, the riches of the earth and, the magma and the core and the volcanic primal power of the earth. Pluto is regenerative and it's full of energy and life, man. But at the same time, it's true that, the underworld is the realm of the dead. Where do we bury our people? That's how it goes. So basically, Pluto has a true signification with death and rebirth. And I will say that, you know, it's worth the reminder. It takes 250 years for Pluto to go around our sun. And, you know, as far as astrology, this is really like the bread and butter for astrologers who really want to be able to read charts and understand their clients. But in any magnitude, most of us really pay attention to the sun and the moon and some of the inner planets like I would say on an adept level, it kind of stops around Mercury. Most people stay aware of the lunations in a general sense, and then they kind of hear about the retrograde Mercury and stay aware of that. But I will say that, when we go a little further than that to Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and especially these outer planets, not only do we have more of a social context in which to view life and our experiences in society, but as far as those last couple planets, like the outer ones that move so slow, those are going to reflect cultural shifts and multi-generational things too. So I will just say, guys, that we are living through some interesting times, to say the least. So it's important to embrace this feeling of uncertainty and this feeling of I'm not too sure what the future is going to hold, but get excited, guys. Have a generalized feeling of ease, because amazing things can happen, man, and there's no telling how fast the world or your life can change. Okay. And the concept of individuation is really key right now, guys. And what that means, a lot of you might be fully aware of this already, but this term was coined by psychologist Carl Jung, and he refers to this as the process in which an individual becomes just that, an individual. And it's worth noting we all come into the world, cold, naked, afraid, and uh, a blank slate, even, and needing to be programmed and mature and grow and learn how to deal with this world. So ultimately, there is this process within all of our lives where we will start to inevitably resist what that which we have learned, or this will resist us in a natural way too. And the result of that asks us to question, who is it that we actually are? Okay. And Pluto in Aquarius, to me, and this is going to be in there for 20 years, guys, 20 years of Pluto Aquarius. It strikes to me like this is a more, individuation is a more important part of our culture now than ever. But at the same time, this may be even more difficult for some of us, but easier for others. I will say there's a lot. I'm trying to be as positive as I can and will in this future I want to see. But, just think about the way that thinking is not as required anymore just because of AI. Like that subtle fact could make it hard for a lot of people to get to know themselves, you know? But I will just say that I believe life in spirit is always for more growth and expansion. So I don't think the AI will limit our genius. I think it will expand it. But some people, you know, let me say beyond some people, all of us can recognize like when we aren't tested, we don't build the strength that we need. Okay. Well, I mean, and sometimes you might not need to do the task, but it's like, you know, when there's no resistance or workload, things don't really have to push as hard, man. So there's this concept of atrophy. You use it or you lose it. So it's really important to exercise the brain right about now. I'm a year ahead in the future, but you guys see this chart? Yeah, this is 2025. I'm gonna bring it back to bring it right back to the year, but I'm excited for 2025 for real, guys. It'll be here sooner than you know it. But when that happens, not only are the nodes gonna switch from Libra to Aries, which we've had for a long time, guys. And let me say, the nodes they stay in a sign for, you know, 18 months. So like a year and a half, guys. It's a long time. And this will kind of flavor the year and some, give us all a sense of direction. And again, just to give it like true simplicity, this is the direction of the solar system. It shows what we're learning and what we let go of. So we've been learning Aries, independence, passion, the pursuit of freedom, personal growth. And we've been letting go of Libra, which could be, relationships or connections or, you know, karmic ties or anything that limits or inhibits our peace. Okay. And I will say, like Libra South Node, that reflects letting, and we're still having this energy, letting go of outdated ways of relating to life and ourselves and other people. Okay. That's the simple fact. So I like that the North Node is going to be in Pisces next year. South Node is going to be in Libra. And that means dreams coming true, guys. This is, in my opinion, this is one of the most auspicious placements in astrology. Like the North Node in Pisces, but also like a Jupiter Scorpio. Those are two of my favorites, I will say. If you guys have favorite placements in astrology, if you're still listening, definitely drop them in the comments. I'd love to know, and I'll give it like simply to give like some context because I love a discussion, guys. Like I like Jupiter Scorpio because that's gonna be, you know, a true power within somebody's intuition and a magical inclination or unconscious growth. And that in itself is magic. And North Node in Pisces, like, it's literally the definition of dreams coming true, learning how to fulfill your imagination in the world and connect with something bigger than you. And it's also to realize yourself as the universe. Okay. And this is the challenge, I think, guys, and I will say that Neptune rules the sign of Pisces. And we didn't always know about Neptune because we had to get smart enough to build a telescope and point it at the damn thing and find it. But Jupiter is the ancient ruler of Pisces, and Neptune is the modern ruler. So this sign says everything about, how we imagine and really how our dreams work and even our connection with spirit, the universe itself, man. And Neptune is moving signs next year too. And I'm just going backwards, guys. Like Pluto is done with Capricorn, Neptune is done with Pisces. And that's crazy, guys. Neptune is going to also take over 10 years to move through a sign most of the time. It's a 150 or so year orbit. So, yeah, Neptune is home in Pisces. So that does give us a more beautiful and transcendent culture. But at the same time, it does leave us to wander or be really deep within ourselves and sometimes feel overwhelmed by life. So I really do like the sentiment of having Neptune and Aries. I feel like that's going to really renew a sense of life and all of our, experiences in our back end and connecting to the universe in a completely new way. Neptune beginning the zodiac all over again. So like that's the crazy thing about Neptune is you're probably not going to have a Neptune return unless this technology gets us to the point where we're living over 100 years. But you know, say goodbye to Neptune Pisces and just know that this is a new beginning in your spiritual path. And it would be wise to look at where you have Aries within your chart, especially the whole sign house, and you'll know that that's really the place that Neptune's really going to affect you over the next, however many years, over 10. All right, guys. And we also have Uranus switching signs next year as well. So I feel like while things are at a real standstill this week, a wave is about to break with this full moon eclipse. And this may be a more emotionally charged week, but I think it is really going to set us up for being able to integrate these outer planetary shifts into next year. Okay. So Uranus in Taurus really has changed our earth a lot. It's changed the way we relate to our energy levels and currency. And this one moves a little faster because, again, it's closer. So about 7 years a sign. But I will just say it's contributed to a lot of instability within this world. And, we've also learned more about our resources than ever before. And I think that's the beautiful thing about Uranus is it does elevate and it does consolidate, even though change is going to be necessary with this one. Okay. So yeah, Uranus has really shook up our Taurus for a little bit. And I will say that's why, like, for some, it can be a little harder to be comfortable. Or it seems like there's just so much going on all the time. I think Uranus does a little better in Gemini. I mean, time will tell. We'll see what the 7 years do. And this is another one of those ones, man, where it's like this is probably a once in a lifetime thing for real. So Just pay attention to it and see where your Gemini is because you have a specific house this one's going to hit. And you got to know your timing, man, because I don't know what excites you, what frightens you, but ultimately, the point is life is a video game. Okay. Let me just put it that way. You're playing this shit on God mode. You feel me? But at the same time, that's not fun as hell. It's not. Or, if, okay, almost, I was going to say like fun as hell. That doesn't even sound fun, to be honest. So, like, fun as heaven. God mode doesn't challenge you, right? So sometimes you have to like inhibit yourself and learn to work with time and space and cycles and rhythm and vibration. And, the word is co create, guys. I mentioned this in passing, but I want to show you and check your chart because you may have this aspect, but Pluto is making a sextile to Neptune right now. This is going to continue over the years, guys. Literally, for many years to come, Pluto has its position in sextile to Neptune, and it's been this way for a minute. So see if you got that. I know I got it in my chart, man. So I really just want to say co-creation, the power of imagination. This is something that we're all realizing as a culture, to the point where it's like, I know algorithm is a thing and you do attract what you're pushing out, but it's like, that's all I fucking see on my phone, on the media. When I tune into the culture, to the people, that's all I see. It's the same fucking narrative. That you can truly create anything, guys. It may take time, it may take work, it may take persistence, but if you have the power of belief, you can leverage that into damn near anything. Okay? For real. And it's crazy, man, because you can really manifest things that you shouldn't just because you visualize them too much. So I think really the key for me in my life, but it seems to work as a principle, is just to make sure you win in your dreams and take time to lock in and see what it is that the future could hold and paint on that canvas and recognize yourself as the creator. Because your life revolves around identity. If we can't wear that hat, we assign that power to somebody else, or we take a backseat in life, man. And you want to be an active participant within your life. That's where the fun and meaning of life comes. Okay. So, you know, the full moon in Pisces, to me, this looks like releasing a lot of emotion. And some of it kind of feels negative to me, man, especially with Saturn up there and Neptune. Feelings of like hopelessness or a lack of belief or a lack of faith, feelings of despair. Like this shit may also be let out as well. And I'm just keeping it a buck with you guys as well. That's how we make space for the joy. That's how we make space for happiness. That's how we make space for new life, for excitement. Is out with the old, in with the new, being able to shrug off and shed some of the disappointments of life and the stress that comes with it. Because, Pisces is how we relate to everything. It's all of us, guys. And, I think this is symbolic of even Neptune finishing Pisces, but especially, the full moon eclipse in Pisces. Like, hey, we are one spirit. It's a universe. We are the same, truly. And we've been through it, y'all. It's been a fucking journey, a trip. So it's good to let go, to release, to transcend, sublimate. I strongly recommend water. I'm telling you guys, if you are in this video listening right now, there are no coincidences. So know that this is a spell to connect us with the universe, to recognize our space as co-creators. May our paths be blessed. May we manifest all we desire in our lifetime. And so it is. So I have a full moon ritual for you guys. And what you're literally going to do, and I'm telling you, you are going to take a vessel of water, preferably glass, like a nice mason jar or a big glass jar. And you're going to fill it with water and you're going to put it outside on the night of the full moon, which is next Tuesday. Okay. And you're going to leave it outside in the dark underneath the moonlight for at least 2 hours. Okay. And then you're going to bring it inside before the sun comes up, and you're going to drink all that water within the next week or two. Okay. You could drink it the whole next day, but you're going to drink that water. You could drink it that same night before you go to bed. But I'm telling you guys, bring in this energy. And before you take the water inside, I want to show you guys something, man. And this is really, some of you already know what's up. Let me tell you. You're going to take the water wherever you happen to be sitting it outside, and you're going to raise your hands to the moon, lift them up, and look at this full moon. And you're going to breathe in her energy. As you inhale, imagine her energy comes down into your body. And then breathe it into your heart. As you exhale, just relax. And once you get that rhythm down, focus on breathing it in from the moon and breathing it out into the water, and truly send some of that energy from Luna into the water. And gang, thank me later, man. And thank yourself too, because we need this magic, y'all. And I will say, for those that are like really excited and about it, you may even want to save some of this moon water, or definitely use it in your magical workings, because this is a powerful one, y'all. I will say it really is going to be amazing. So beyond that, man, you don't got to do anything too elaborate or too crazy for the ritual, but just have faith and just pray in your own way. Connect with the universe, your higher self. And let me put it this way, man, because I have no intention of being religious or dogmatic whatsoever. But hey, consider that life is a spirit. So your relationship to the spirit of life, send it some love and see what that does over the course of however long. This life is for you, and it's going to be a beautiful one. So let me paint a picture of kind of like the week now, because I know that's really the end of the week. That's our full moon, and that's the highlight. But apart from that, I kind of want to give some flavor to the week. It's Virgo season, guys. Virgo gives a serious undertone to life. It's a earth sign and mutable. And really, irrespectively, that's changing our resources, our scheduling, time, you know? So we're running a lot of tests and diagnostics and analytics, and there's a lot of work to do in Virgo season, guys, harvest season. And this is the sign of self-improvement. We all go through this journey once again. And it's just that time again, guys. So I will just say that Virgo can put us in a state of constructive discontent, for real. And that's exactly why Venus is debilitated in Virgo. Is because this sign is always striving and seeking perfection or improvement. And that's cool. That's amazing. But I'm fucking tired, Grandpa. Like, and that's the sun opposite to Saturn. You're like, damn, Grandpa. I've been cutting hay for like 12 hours, bro. Can I go inside? Or at least get some lemonade? Shit, man. So we talked about this last week, but I'll refresh you. And also, in the link in the bottom of the video on the description, you'll be able to see, the Mars and Cancer extended breakdown, and also last week's astrology podcast if you wanted to do retrospective analysis. But in any magnitude, guys, we're still feeling this Sun Saturn opposition as the week kicks off. And I will just say, man, life really does have this serious undertone right now. And it's easy to be kind of hard on yourself as a result of wanting to be free and have fun, but also that need to be responsible and take care of business, right? So life is about balance. And I think that's kind of cool because, Mercury is at home. We're thinking real good, planning, strategizing, looking at the facts and the data. We looked at the data, and Venus is in Libra at 15 degrees. And that's about as beautiful as it gets, man. My moon's at 15 Libra, so this feels good to me personally. So I'm sending you all the love in the world, man. And all you gotta do is breathe it in. Yeah, it exists. Crazy. So Venus and Libra, guys, this is actually a very beautiful thing because it is going to help us naturally find the harmony and the balance within life. So the affirmation is I'm at peace with myself. I'm at peace with the world. I'm at peace with all others. I am at peace. We are what we affirm, gangy. So yeah, we're at peace. I wish you profound peace. Oh yeah. So Libra Venus also inspires connection, relatability. Let me say the social butterfly just flew on your nose, and it's time to go out and kick it with your friends, kick it with your loved ones, and dare I say romance. This is really cuffing season, I should say. With Venus going in Libra right before Libra season. Yeah, man, there's a true romantic undertone of the energy right now, man. So if you are partnered, I know you see that there's that need to be with your lover and to connect with them and to romanticize life. And let me say this, beyond relationships, guys, beauty is really important with Venus and Libra. And if life feels a little bit too mundane, or you feel sad or whatever, it's really good to take some time to pamper yourself and work on glamour and take care of your appearance. And you may not care so much necessarily if you consider it like more superficial, but I will just say on some level, um, it's okay to be superficial too, but beyond that, what I really want to say is that when you go out of your way to work on your appearance, you really are sending yourself a subconscious and subtle message that you're worthy of being taken care of, and even on a deeper level, that you deserve great things, like extraneous things, even superficial things. It reflects a deeper level of self-worth, is what I'm saying. So really, there's nothing superficial about it, but at the same time, priorities and appearances are secondary. Truly, that's the thing that we got to know about Libra as well, is that impressions matter, appearance matters, the aesthetic part of life does matter, but at the same time, it's not fucking everything. Okay, nobody ever said it was, but it can be easy to think that, man, because beauty is like a fleeting goal sometimes. Because again, like, think about this: Venus is falling in Virgo, but she likes to be in Libra. So while we do like to have beauty, it could always be better, man. Or it's like, you get your hair just right and that one piece goes out of the way, or, you know, trying to match colors or whatever, just things never being exactly perfect. So I will just say real beauty comes from internal love and acceptance, being at peace with yourself, being able to relate to you in a beautiful way. And you know what they say, guys, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. And I be holding that shit. Yeah. It feels good. It feels nice. It makes life a little less heavy. And I will say, like the oyster or the clam, beauty can be pain sometimes, man. So there's a need for balance in that as well. You don't want to go overboard to the point where, beauty's not even enjoyable for you anymore, but do understand that sometimes in order to improve the things in your life, you have to make sacrifices too. And I'm gonna keep it a buck. This could be as like mundane as moving your furniture around, taking the time to do that, or really like putting in the pain in the gym, you know? Could play out like that. And also, relationships involve compromise. Here's the thing, guys, in a relationship, you form a connection with you and another person. So there's things that you genuinely are not able to do anymore in life because of the investment of time and energy within the relationship. And every relationship is like this, but especially when you get romantically involved with somebody, you see this. But as a consequence, there's things that you can do in the relationship that you were never able to do previously by your damn self. So that's the beautiful thing, guys. You know, it involves compromise, but if you're with someone that matches you and mirrors you and on some level reflects you in a positive way, that's where the sum can be worth more than the total of the parts. You hear me? And on some level, I think this kind of reflects the nature that relationships can be transactional, and they often are. And that part of it is generally ignored for a lot of people in a lot of circumstances. And I think for a lot of people, it doesn't even matter that it's transactional just because there's an abundance of love. But, I would say just in general, relationships fail because people don't have the same values. They don't have the same interests. They don't have the same mission. So the transaction, the exchange of energy, time, or resources is not conducive to both parties' goals. And that's why relationships don't work or don't form in the first place, you know? So I think this is a beautiful thing, guys. Venus and Libra is like, we're really getting in touch with ourselves, thinking about what the hell do I really want and how do I meet my needs? And, you know, also, how do I meet my needs in context of being with another person? And hey, man, I really like to drive this home. I hope this helps, but I would also say Venus Libra asks us, is there anything ugly we need to be looking at, taking care of? You know, this could be physical, but especially metaphysical, like, emotional, mental, etc. And can we make peace with these things? Can we bring balance to it? Okay. And like I said, guys, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So let me put it this way, guys. You are the only one stopping you from seeing yourself as beautiful. Okay. Hope that helps, man. May the love energy bless your life, man. All the spirits of love, they're out there just waiting to be called up. So, like I said, there's a whole video on Mars and Cancer. So, I will say, if you want the extended breakdown of that, by all means, check out the link in the description. You'll be able to see it for your exact rising sign and how it runs through your chart. So, ultimately, I would just say, listen to your heart, guys. Mars is in motherfucking Cancer, and that's really important. And in context of this, let me show you this. Mars is square the North Node and the South Node. So, this one is more of a profound dynamic if you're still listening, still dropping gems, guys. And I say still listening too, because I don't know if you guys have noticed this, especially if you post videos, but as far as like our attention spans, everybody's had the experience of clicking on a video and just like getting bored of it and stuff and moving on. So if you're still listening, thank you, dude. I appreciate it. It's crazy because, sometimes I feel like I'm just, chugging along at my own pace. I hope this is exciting. I love this shit, but at the end of the day, you know, the watch time goes down to the ground over the course of a video. So that's why I like to ask y'all to comment like papaya or no, not papaya, pineapple. If you hadn't, commented already, or if you put a pineapple in your comment, I would know you heard this part, etc. So when a planet squares the nodal axis, it has to be confronted at that time, basically, because what's the midpoint between the future and the past, the North Node and the South Node. In other words, right fucking now, guys. So this is a week from now. This is Tuesday, and you can see on Tuesday that you've got Mars square the nodes. Oh no, it's gonna be a Tuesday indeed with the eclipse. Oh my goodness. I think this happened last time. I got stuck in the accent. Fuck. Oh man. So what I'm telling you guys, again, the heart wants what it wants, but it seems like this week it's like purge and eliminate mode. Oh yeah. The moon is filling up to full, so we're filling the bucket with emotions, but at the same time, it's like full pursuit of our goals, going crazy. And I take it that this week is about making, decisions to go forward within our life and pursue the things that make us the most happy, or this may even be embracing comfort on some level. Okay. But under the lens of Virgo, it's all going to be about, self improvement and organization and some practical way of moving our energy around. So let me also say, lastly, Saturn and Jupiter. Um, Saturn retrograde, that's another reorganization time. Both of these planets are in a square, Jupiter, Saturn square. And this is another theme that we're going to have. Let me show you. This is, the end of the week, but let's start going month by month just for a sec. A month from now, we'll actually be out of it, let me say, because this is probably as far as it's going to go, where Jupiter moves up a little bit. It starts this retrograde and Saturn moves back. So the square is kind of separating. But a month after that, man, Jupiter is moving back into the square. And then it's going to be square the next month in December and even into January. And what else? It's going to be a minute, some months. So things being at a standstill, that's kind of what it feels like again on a deeper dimension. The planet of expansion and the planet of contraction are kind of going at it. All right. And this is the reassessment of our limitations and our boundaries, needing to cut back in some areas, but also to go a little harder in others. And there's a lot to say about it, but I think the highlight here is just don't let your nervousness or your worry get you away from the luck that you have. And when it comes to Jupiter being in Gemini, this is actually how we're going to win and how to know how to play this to our strengths and really use it to our advantage. And Jupiter is how we grow in life and also what's going to meet our spiritual needs. And right now, guys, it is Mercury's energy. It is Jupiter in Gemini. And you'll also see that Mercury is going to be moving into its square with Jupiter at the end of the week, too. So, in any magnitude, guys, embrace learning this week and just know that a good book can change your life, man. Super easy. And, your mind will be traveling a lot. It's been traveling a lot for a minute with Jupiter having this, whole year of Gemini. But that's really the secret, guys, at this time and space is just adopting the student mentality, approaching life excited to learn every single day. And then things are going to turn out way better than okay because life is good. And let me say this, guys, embracing your true curiosities, the things that actually interest you, is your prime ticket to finding purpose within this life, man. And that's what Jupiter is telling us all right now. Jupiter is the planet of hope. So if you feel lost, you feel hopeless, you feel confused, check out your natal Jupiter and think about it just for a second and look at it in context of the house placement, the aspects to the other planets in the rulership. And I'm telling you, man, you're going to find your sense of direction within life. I promise you. Okay. So if you want help and tools as far as how to do that, I do have a book, Simplified Astrology. You can find everything I offer in the link in the bio. So I've also got video courses if you prefer to, work through it digitally, or I've got the half price readings right now. And I've got limited spots available. And even full price readings are good. But either way, if you want me to just go through the chart for you and talk to you about all your placements, including Jupiter, and go all the way to Pluto and the nodes and present it to you nice and neat and put it in your inbox, I got that for you too. So, hey, man, it's been my pleasure. I love you guys from the depths of my Libra moon soul. I'm on a roll, and let's go for gold. Hey, Fire family, stay lit. Love and appreciate yourself. You are that bitch. You been that bitch. You will forever be that bitch. Okay? Respectfully. Take it easy. I'll see you guys later.